what's up? It's your boy, one and only AR Legends. And yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family and had multiple bloodlines. So, yeah, guys, hopefully, you guys have watched the previous part of this series and hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. As far you can say, the next part, the like goal you guys already know, which is gonna be 250 likes and 50 comments. Do that, and I shall upload the next part as quick as possible. So, yeah, guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video that if you guys are new to the channel and have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be really helpful to me as I want to reach 13k subscribers as quick as possible as I have already surpassed 12k. So hopefully with your help I would be able to reach it. And yeah guys, I have also put the link of my Instagram within the description below as well. So please follow me on Instagram as well as the link of my Dragon Ball channel as well as the link of the channel of my friend who is making quite good content on YouTube as well. So please watch that channel as well. So without any further ado, let's start the video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Naruto was born along with his triplets, as we saw that Minato and Kushina hated Naruto with passion as both of them blamed Naruto for the tragedy of the 9 days occurred that happened in their birthday. So they decided to resent Naruto even further as Jiraiya came up with a whole premonition about the future that how Myanmar and Naruto are gonna be the child that are gonna save the elemental nation. So they decided to train them even further. While on the other hand, something strange was happening with the nature energy, as all the elders of the summoning clans were able to sense that, especially the toads, which were a lot more tuned to the nature energy itself. As the elder toad was quite worried about the phenomena, as while on the other hand, the life of Naruto was changing by the day as he saw that how his parents did not like him much, which he was able to figure out at the age of 6 when Minato and Kushina were talking with Jiraiya and claiming that how it was Naruto's fault and how it is his fault and things like that, as Naruto understood that how it was not his fault. After all, he was only a infant, so there was no way in hell he would have been able to, you can say, divert an attack from someone who could even match the fourth Hokage, as he simply shook his head and decided to go away from the position. While on the other hand, he was gaining bloodlines by the day. He realized that how he was able to activate the Mokedan as well as the Sharingan at the age of 6.5 years old when he was attacked by the villagers. As he was attacked by the villagers, as he was able to activate his Kekigenkai, and after that he was able to activate many other Kekigenkai, as he did not want to tell anyone, knowing that the people will not take it likely and will claim that how these powers were coming from the demon and he should be executed and bullshit like that, and Minato would happily comply with his, you can say, so-called good villagers. So he simply scoffed at the idea. He was getting more than enough of it. He did not care, but he was humiliated in front of the clans as by Minato claiming Menma and Ruko to be the next future clan heirs and the clan heads, as Naruto did not care about the position, but still announcing it in such a manner was like Naruto was a failure and he should not be considered as an heir to any clan, as he was not actually happy about it. So after that he decided to take his training seriously when Minato decided to leave the house, as Naruto was able to enter into his library with the help of the chakra chains. He was able to nullify all the seals that were there and get what he wanted from there. So he decided to up his training even further. There was a lot of information about the Kikigenkais of the world, and Naruto was able to activate many of them. And now, at the age of 8, when he entered into the academy along with his so called siblings, he decided to show to the world as well as to the villagers what he was made up of, as first he fought against Naruko where he pulled a stunt like Kakashi by claiming, "Did you say something?" as Naruko simply lost it and tried to attack him, but he was able to beat her quite easily. And after that, he was able to defeat Menma as well with the help of 1000 years of death. Needless to say, it was a humiliating loss to both Menma and Naruko, and they were not exactly happy about it. Same was the case with Minato and Jiraiya, as well as Tsunade and Kushina. All four of them were humiliated in front of the whole council, the civilian, the elders, as well as the shinobi councils. And now they were murmuring among themselves, and by looking toward Jiraiya and Tsunade, who were pretty furious about that, along with Minato and Kushina, who were glaring daggers towards Naruto as Naruto made the last comment of if this was the result of the training by 4 Astron Shinobi, then he wished both Menma and Naruto good luck, and that was end of it. So yeah guys, that was the last part. Now let us begin this video. Time skip. 4 years now. It is at the age of 12. Naruto was simply in the forest of death, weaving through multiple attacks that were coming from all directions as Naruto simply smirked as he put his hand into the ground and wound vines suddenly erupted from the ground as there were several puffs all over the forest of the death. As Naruto simply smirked at that, he was doing his casual training in the forest of death. When Naruto previously entered it, he thought they would be wild animals to attack him. But he was pretty shocked to see that all the animals were quite tame towards his very presence. As Naruto did not understand how was that even possible, but then he quickly realized that it has something to do with his connection to the nature. As Naruto was studying all over, you can say, from the library of Minato, as there were many things present in it. As Naruto quickly realized after some research that how most of his chakra is made above nature chakra itself, and so that was the reason people always say that he does not have as much chakra as Menma and Ruko. No, it was not actually the case. The only reason they were unable to sense his chakra because most of his chakra was attuned to the nature energy itself. So therefore, it was like a cloak over his power. Well, if someone were to enter into the sage mode and try to sense his chakra, then they would be able to tell how much chakra he actually possessed, as Naruto was happily above both Menma and Ruko combined in the terms of chakra reserves, while on the other hand, Naruto was, you can say, he smirked at the thought in the 4 years Menma Naruto as well as their buddy Sasuke had tried everything from, you can say, to the trying to team up against him to sabotage to try to take his position away from him. But Naruto was happily rookie of the year. Even Mizuki, that guy, tried to, you can say, sabotage him so that he could give the position to hero children and gave the favor of the, you can say, the Yandaime as, but he was unable to do it as Naruto decided to get rid of him. Pretty, you can say, well, it was quite humiliating for Mizuki, so he did not talk about it. But it was good lesson to Mizuki as he got demoted to the Genin position as well after that incident. But anyways, that is beside the point. As Naruto simply shook his head as he once again was entering into the academy. As he opened the door to see Iruka was present as he was, you can say, marking the whole present things. As Naruto decided to enter into the room as Iruka looked towards Naruto with a sigh. It was the same, you can say, ritual for 4 years. Naruto was never present, and just when Iruka was about to say the name of Naruto, the door suddenly opens as he was always there. As sometimes Iruka wonders if Naruto do it. Sometimes he wonders if the kid do it just to piss him off, but he simply sigh. He was already tired of it. Well, Naruto, why are you late? As Naruto said, well, there was a black cat on my way. As Iruka sighed, as he said, alright, that is enough. Why don't you take your seat? As Naruto simply shrugged and decided to take his seat while on the other hand Menma, Naruto as well as Sasuke were gliding daggers towards Naruto. As Naruto simply ignored all four of them as Ruka looked towards them. Alright, as I wanted to tell you guys, today is the final day of your academy. So, hope you guys are ready for the examination. As all of them simply nodded at that as Iruka said, alright then, let us begin. As he decided to distribute the papers to everyone, as after some time the papers were returned, as Mizuki was proven to be someone who was sabotaging the clan heirs in their progress. Needless to say, the council was not exactly happy about it, as they forced Minato to demote or simply push him out of the whole academy. Flashback for Mizuki, as Mizuki has just given papers to everyone as he was smirking from inside, as how he has put again jutsu on Naruto's paper. This will definitely grant him the favor of the Yandaime Hokage. But after some time, as a word spoke up as he said, troublesome. Iruka sensei, why is there a genjutsu on my paper? As Iruka raised an eyebrow, what are you talking about, Shikamaru? As Shikamaru said, troublesome. As he gave the paper to Iruka, as Iruka was pretty surprised, it was like a tuning level. exam. As he looked around, as he started to look over all over the papers of the academy student, as there were multiple genjutsus on many of them, he was pretty surprised. While on the other hand, Mizuki was wondering what is actually going on here. As needless to say, Iroka decided to bring it up to the, you can say, the higher ups. As when the council members heard that their children are being sabotaged by someone, they were not exactly happy about it. Needless to say, the investigation brought the only one person, Mizuki, as it was Mizuki's chakra all over the papers of the children, as Mizuki was beyond shocked, as he wanted to say that he did not do it. How? He only did it to the demon Brad, but it was not to be. His chakra was present, so therefore he was the one who caused the Genjutsu. Needless to say, humiliation of Mizuki was legendary, as the Shinobi Council simply wanted to throw him out of the whole Shinobi program, but Minato, who knew the truth, glared towards Naruto but decided to demote Mizuki nonetheless. His plan did not work, as his children were complaining that how Naruto was taking all the glory and they were the clan heirs, so therefore they deserved the glory. So Minato gave the mission to Mizuki, but he cannot say that in front of the council, as that will cause him a lot of trouble. So he had to do it, as Mizuki was not exactly happy about the situation, but he glared towards Naruto and vowing vengeance on him. Flashback ends as now they were finally had done their paperwork, and now all of them decided to come out of the academy, as the council members were once again present along with the elders, as they have keen interest in this generation. After all, this generation is composed of the many clan heirs, so as they have a keen interest in this generation, as many of them consist of the clan heirs, so special, you can say, training was given to most of them. As all of them finally arrived to the area, as Iroka decided to speak up. Alright then, you guys already know. First, we are gonna see the Shuriken Jutsu. As they simply nodded, and then the, you can say, the competition begins. As this was the plan of, you can say, Jiraiya, as it was proposed even before the whole this academy started, as Jiraiya wanted to make it into a small competition like a tournament style of graduation, so that people can see what they are made up of, as well as the Jonin sensei do have a greater idea what their students are capable of. So they decided to agree on that, so it is going to be whole like a tournament or like a competition, as the whole clan heir decided to show their skills as well. Even Shikamaru, after the threat by his mother, had to do a lot better, as he got 8 in Shuriken and 7 in Kunai, which was quite impressive for a Nara, obviously, because they always do 50-50. But anyways, as all the clan heirs were doing their best, so many of them were pretty happy about the progress of their children. But since it was a competition, finally Sasuke arrived, as Fugaku had a smug look on his face. He had trained Sasuke personally, as well as with the help of Itachi time to time, but still mostly himself, as he has installed the values and the importance of the Uchiha clan, which was like, Uchiha is the greatest clan to be ever known. As Sasuke, of course, Tosan, we are Uchihas, as both of them nodded at that with an HN. So that was the training, anyways. But Sasuke finally arrived with a smug look on his face as he looked towards his older brother, who was looking towards Sasuke with a expressionless face as Sasuke smirked as he jumped into the air, just like he has seen his brother with the help of the Sharingan and was able to copy his movements, as Sasuke jumped within the mid-air and threw the shurikens and kunais at the same time. As many of the clan heads were impressed, as Sasuke got 8 out of shurikens and 9 in kunais, as he had a smug look on his face even though he has missed. But of course his Nissan would not have missed anyways. But he simply shook his head as Fugaku had a smug look as he was looking towards Minato, who simply, you can say, decided to ignore him. And now, after that, it was Naruko, as Naruko threw her kunais and shurikens as she got 9 in the, you can say, the shurikens and 10 in the kunais, as she smirked at that. She always was good in the weapons anyways, as she looked towards Menma, who grumbled something about the stupid, you can say, kunais, but he threw it nonetheless, as he was able to get 9 in kunais and 8 in shurikens, as Sasuke grumbled something about cheating and things like that, as Now, finally, it was time for Naruto. As many of the clan heads started to murmur among themselves, it was no secret that Naruto is considered to be the Itachi of this generation, even though you can say many of the people did not like it. Well, mainly Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Minato and Kushina. But they simply cannot deny that how much of a prodigy he actually was. Well, Minato got a lot of heat after that, but he said that how Naruto was only lucky that day, but after that, the academy reports after reports, he was not exactly happy about the situation. He lost a lot of credibility that day. So he glared towards Naruto with as much hate in his eyes as he mustered. As he tried to sabotage him as much as he can, even hell, he even gave the academy teacher a mission to sabotage Naruto. But he was unable to do anything. The little brat has spin the situation to the clan ears, so the clan heads has to intervene and therefore dismissing Mizuki. So he was not exactly happy about it, as Naruto simply looked towards all of them as he picked some kunais and shurikens, and once again he sighed inwardly. These shurikens and kunais were once again sabotaged as he looked towards Minato, who almost had a smug look on his face as Naruto simply shrugged as he put some, you can say, wind chakra into all of them as he threw them as into the air, as many of the people were thinking if the kid has lost it, but to their surprise, as all the kunais and shurikens spin within mid-air and launch themselves towards the their respective targets and slam into the central points, as many of them were surprised. And then Shigaku Nara picked up troublesome chakra tracks as he looked pointed toward Naruto's hands, as there were multiple threads coming from his hand pointing toward the shurikens and kunais, as there were several murmurs going on as Minato wanted to object, saying that how they had to throw it to test its accuracy. But you can say Hamura speak up as I said, well, that is quite impressive. We did not even knew that your child has been able to rediscover the theory behind the chakra thread of the puppeteer. Well, that is pretty impressive. And being able to use it in such a manner to throw shurikens and kunais, that is really, really impressive. As the clan heads nodded at that, as Minato bit his lip, he wanted to say that how it was not to be considered, but there was little he could do about it after this discovery. After all, he was lately hearing some rumors that how Minato was not a good Hokage, and he was trying to get as much, you can say, reputation from the council as much as he could get, and Danzo was always on his ass, so there was little he could do about the whole situation without looking biased about his own children. After all, there were still questions he had to answer grudgingly why Menma and Ruko were chosen to be the clan heirs when they were clearly as not much prodigy as Naruto, and he was already getting a lot of heat after that, so he did not want it to get in that trouble once again. But he glared towards Naruto nonetheless, while on the other hand Kushina was not exactly happy as she was looking towards Naruto, who was now glaring towards Naruto as he had broken her record once again. As Iruka speak up, well, that is all well and good. Alright then, let us begin to the next part as all of them decided to, you can say, went into the ninjutsu section as all of them performed their respective jutsu. As Iruka speak up, alright then, do you guys have anything else to show? As the clan A decided to show their clan techniques, and after that, it was Sasuke who smirked and said, alright, fast style, great firebar jutsu, as he released a gigantic firebar toward one of the logs, burning it to the crisp, as that was pretty impressive. After that, you can say me, Menma arrived as a smirk, as he said Rasengan, as he made a, you can say, incomplete Rasengan and slammed it into one of the logs as the clan air murmured among themselves as he said, well, that is not all bad, Minato. As Minato smirked at that, of course, my Menma is a prodigy. As Jiraiya smirked, of course he's a prodigy, Minato. After all, even the Toads were praising how much of a great prodigy he is. And he's the summoner of the Toad clan as well, after all. As they simply nodded at that as Kushina speak up, but of course Naruko is a prodigy as well. And she will show it as Naruko smirked as once again she showed her chakra chain surprising many of the clan heads that were there as soon Inuzuka speak up, well, Kushina, she has your chakra chains. Huh, well, that is quite impressive. As Kushina smirked at that, of course, she's a prodigy after all. As Iruka speak up, alright then, the last one, Naruto Uzumaki Namakase. At this, all the clan heads' ears perk up. After all, they have been hearing many things about this Naruto kid, known to be the prodigy, the Itachi of this generation. At this, you can say, all of them started to ignore the mumblings of Kushina that how much of a prodigy Naruto and Menma were, and they were now looking towards Naruto, which angered Kushina even further. As so not a speak up. Let's see that how much of a things we are hearing about the kid. Well, I'm pretty sure that most of them are rumors, but let's see about it. As all of them nodded at that, as Ruka said, alright Naruto, as you can already see, this place is labeled with seals, so you can use any kind of jutsu. It will not do much of a harm anyways. As Naruto simply nodded, if you're sure about it, Ruka sensei, then I can use a high level technique. As Ruka simply nodded at that, as Naruto simply nodded back as he said, alright then, as he made a shadow clone, as Ruka was wondering if Naruto is gonna show the, you can say, the clone jutsu, as there was some laughing behind, but the clone started to walk away, and then Naruto started to go through handstand as the clan heads quickly realized that that was a shadow clone, which was already impressive, while on the other hand Minato, Jiraiya and Tsunade were wondering how is that even possible. Well, they can you can say understand it. Naruto might have seen them using the Shadow Clone, but still, he did not have the chakra reserves to pull it off. At the age of the you can say academy, Naruto only has the chakra reserves that of a Chunin that is barely, while on the other hand Menma and Ruko has the chakra reserves of high Jonin already. As Naruto started to go through handstand as well as his clone in the opposite side of the hole ground as Naruto decided to speak of fire style, majestic destroyer flame as he released a tsunami of fire, shocking most of the clan heads as well as the council that was present there. As the fire was like a tsunami as it covered up the you can say the whole area within seconds. While on the other hand, the other clone has already you can say completed his hand signs as he clapped his hand together, wind style, wind tornado as a gigantic tornado of the wind started to gather up as it rushed toward the fire tsunami as both of these attacks collided and it turned into a beautiful tornado of fire and destruction as many of the people that were there jump away because of the heat that was present there as Iruka was shocked. All the seals that were present there were literally destroyed as they simply cannot contain the power of such a powerful jutsu. While no, on the other hand, Naruto slammed his hand into the ground as the ceiling array started to spread and started to contain the attack that was there after noticing that the seals that were present there were barely able to contain B rank to A rank jutsu, and this technique was easily S rank. As after that, the attack was contained as he looked back towards Iruka, who had his mouth hanging on the ground. As Iruka simply could not believe it. How is this even possible? Naruto was able to contain, you can say, such a S rank technique. There was no doubt about anyone's mind. That technique was S rank. While on the other hand, Itachi had his eyes widened, he simply could not believe it. As after all, he had heard some rumors that how Naruto was said to be the Itachi of his generation, even though Itachi ignored it initially. But he still kept an eye on Naruto and he was pretty impressed with most of the things. But this was beyond anything he has seen ever in his whole life. He was at awe with the power, the technique, even he could not pull it off because of the chakra requirements. And with his Sharingan, he could see something was off with his chakra, like something was cloaking his chakra. So, many people would easily be able to sense Chunin level, but Itachi could tell with his Sharingan as well as the Mangekyo Sharingan that his chakra reserve were larger than he, you can say, let people see. As Naruto simply looked towards Iruka, so do I pass Iruka sensei? As Iruka nodded at that, as Naruto smirked towards Iruka, and then you can say pointedly looked towards Minato, Kushina, and Jiraiya and Tsunade, who were fuming at this point. As while on the other hand, there were several murmurs in the clan heads, as well as the clan, you can say, the Elder Council, Danzo, was thinking how to put Naruto under his thumb. He would make a perfect weapon. While on the other hand, you can say Fugaku Uchiha was wondering how to get that technique from Naruto. It would be a great addition to the might of the Uchiha. As while Itachi was wondering if Naruto would be a great rival in the future, Sasuke was fuming because he was, you can say, He could easily see the look of adoration on the faces of his father and brother, which was not present when looking towards him. So he glared towards Naruto with as much hate as present, while on the other hand, Menma and Naruto were also glaring towards Naruto as their loser and failure of an older brother has, you can say, stolen glory from them. As Minato was wondering how he's gonna answer to the council now, as the questions why Naruto was removed from the position of the clan heir would be even more, and he would be hard pressed to answer it already. And it would be hell to answer it in the future because he has already decided that Naruto was weak and he was, you can say, not strong enough to be the clan heir in the future, as he has already given his reasons. But surprisingly, before Naruto started to show these skills, and now he was like looking like a buffoon in front of the council and a fool. And he did not like that whatsoever. There was no doubt that Danzo will use it to, you can say, increase his power. But then an idea came to Minato's mind. Maybe he can make a deal with Danzo to, you can say, simply throw Naruto into the root and get rid of him. As a devious smirk came to Minato's face, yeah, that would actually take care of most of his problems, and in the future he could always arrange a small accident for Naruto to get rid of him. After all, he cannot let Danzo to have too much power after all, and all the blame would be on Danzo. As he smirked inwardly, yeah, that is a great plan. As now the clan heads were simply talking among each other about that Naruto kid that was really impressive to be pull off a S-rank technique in such a young age and having chakra reserve for that, while most of the clan heads were pretty, you can say, surprised and confused at the same time. Naruto did not have that much chakra, they could actually sense it. Well, that is actually impressive to be having a Chunin level chakra reserve when he was just a Janin, but still, compared to his other siblings, that was not impressive, but still, they were the Jinchurikis and he was not. So, therefore, that could be the reason, but still, being able to pull off that technique, how was it even possible? Were they not sensing wrong? Sensing it, or was he suppressing his chakra? And these were the questions going through the heads of the clan heads as well as the council. And after some time, Iruka finally arrived. Well, since the small competition is over, I would like to congratulate you all for passing the academy this year. There was not even a single student who has failed the academy, as they were really happy about that. So, allow me to announce the clan, you can say, the rookie of the year, which is going to be, as there was silence in the room, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. At this, you can say there were several murmurs going on as the you can say the fangirls were screaming that how it was not fair and how Sasuke-kun should be the, you can say, the rookie of the year, as Menma was fuming from the inside as Naruto was not happy about it as well. Well, at least she will be the Konoichi of the year. That was, you can say, undisputable as she thought in her mind. As now the Konoichi of the year is going to be Sakura Haruno, as there was dead silence in the whole area. As then you can say Naruto speak up. But sensei, how is that even possible? As you can say, I'm the best Konoichi, there's no disputing that. I even perform the technique for the special credit. As Naruto laughed a little bit, well, Naruto, that may be the case, but your written test was not all that impressive. You have 70% marks in it whole over the year. While on the other hand, Sakura had, you can say, the whole full marks and the written part unfortunately makes for 40% of the whole, you can say, evaluation. As you can say, Sakura was not, you can say, laughing, while on the other hand, you can say Naruto was fuming from the inside. Well, at least she was stronger than her, but still, having the not even having the Konoichi of the year, that was really a slap to the face of both Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, and Tsunade. Well, that is true that they have trained both Menma and Naruto to the best of their capabilities, and they were capable shinobis, well, in terms of Janins, but still, they did not have much time to study other things like, you can say, book smarts and things like that. And that made up of 40%. So there was little they could do about the whole situation. But it was not, they were not actually happy about it as they were actually glaring towards Minato, who sighed at that, knowing that there was little he could actually do about it since the council would not agree, especially the civilian council. So that was that. Now, finally, they were in the whole Hokage office as Kushina speaker Minato. What's the meaning of this? I can understand that somehow Manma-kun lost the title of the Rookie of the Year, but still, why did you not say that the written exam was all that much? Can you imagine the humiliation we have suffered there? As Minato sighed, Kushina, you and I both know the civilian council will not agree on that even if I were to force it, then I will not have the vote of the civilian council. And it will cause a lot of harm in the future as Kushina scoffed at that. As Jiraiya sighed, well don't worry about it Kushina, it does not matter. The main mission for both Menma and Naruto is for to save the world. And the title means nothing. Why, look at me, I was the dead last, but still, I became quite a strong shinobi. At this, Kushina grudgingly nodded. She did not care about the saving the world part, to be honest. She just wanted her children to be better than that failure of his son, Naruto, as you can say. Even the thought of Naruto being better than his sibling made her blood boil for some reason. As Jiraiya was, you can say, now looking towards Minato, as I said, Minato, it does not matter. So now we have to make plans for the future, how to train Manma and Naruto even further. As Tsunade nodded at that, well, that is true. Minato, we should ignore Naruto and we should focus on the training of Menma and Naruto. As Minato nodded at that. As I said, alright then, for the future team, I think that we should put Sasuke in their team and make Kakashi the team leader, as there were several agreements on that. As Jiraiya speak up, and what about Naruto's team? As Kushina clenched her face, now they have to give that, you can say, failure of a brat a team as well, as she glared to no direction whatsoever. As Minato sighed as he said, well, to be honest, Sensei, I do have a plan for Naruto with a devious smirk on his face. As Jiraiya raised an eyebrow, what do you mean by that, Minato? As Minato said, well, I have decided to give Naruto to Danzo. At that, there was dead silence in the whole room as Kushina speak up, Minato, that is a genius plan. By that way, we would be able to get rid of that failure as well. By doing that, we would be able to get rid of that failure to our name as well. As Kushina was beyond happy that there was a way to get rid of Naruto. As Jiraiya speaks up, Minato, are you out of your mind? Do you even hear yourself when you're talking about giving Naruto to Danzo for all of all people? Are you out of your mind? Even Tsunade speaks up, Minato, that is even, you can say, passing the limit, if I must say. As Minato simply shook his head, you do not understand, Sensei. Naruto is a threat to the whole premonition. He should not be stronger than his sibling. He should be below them. So when the time comes, he would be able to support them, not lead them. As Jiraiya was taken aback from that, as he started to think about it, it does make a bit of sense. But anyways, but still, giving him to Danzo of all people, as before he could say anything as Jiraiya speak up. As Minato speak up, that is enough, Sensei. My decision is made. Naruto is to be given to Danzo. I will discuss the matter in the council, and I'm pretty sure that when Danzo will hear it, he will support me. And it would not be all that hard to get Naruto into the route. And when the time comes, we will arrange a small accident for him. After all, we simply cannot give Danzo too much power. Do you understand, Sensei? As Jiraiya was now pretty shocked, maybe he should have not listened to Minato and tried to put him in the right path. Now he was talking about killing his own son. Well, what has even happened to Minato? As he looked towards Kushina, who was nodding wholeheartedly to the suggestion of Minato to get rid of Naruto. Even Tsunade was beyond shock, wondering if Minato and Kushina has lost it. As but Jiraiya sighed, well Minato, if you say so. As Tsunade glared toward Jiraiya, what are you talking about? As Jiraiya gave her a look that they will talk later. As she gritted her teeth on that, as Minato smirked, alright then sensei, we should go to the council. After all, the team selection is gonna start there anyways. So I will put the suggestion of putting Menma, Naruto and Sasuke together in a single team. As the simple nodded at that. And now, finally, they were in the council room as all the council, the clan head, the civilian council, and the other council were present. As Minato speak up, alright then, we are here to discuss the possibilities of different teams and what would be their work in the shinobi crop. So, why don't we start with team 1 as I started to go through different teams. And then finally, it came to the team of the clan heirs. As Minato speak up, alright then. So, first I'm gonna go with Team 7 since we have already done Team 6. So, Team 7, I think that that should be Menma, Naruto, and Sasuke. There were several murmurs as Shikako Nara speak up. A heavy assault team. And who would be their sensei? As Minato smirked, well, I think that Kakashi should do just fine. He has the Sharingan, and if anything were to happen to Menma and Naruto with the Kyuubi, he would be able to contain them. As there were several murmurs and nodded nonetheless. Alright then, Team 8 as all the teams started to go the same as Minato said, alright then, the teams are made. Anyways, so one of the before you could say anything, as one of the elders speak up, well, Hokage-sama, what about your other kid? After all, if I'm not mistaken, Naruto Uzumaki. So you did not put him in any team, even though he should have been put in a team with the Kunichi of the year as well as the Dead Loss. But most of the teams you have already filled it. Even Sakura Haruno, the Kunichi of the year, has been filled up in some random team. So do tell us, Lord Hokage, are you breaking the tradition? As you can say, Minato shook his head. Well, Naruto is a special case, and I have, you can say, acknowledged his capabilities. So I have decided to put him into Ambu, as there were seven members. At this, you can say, Shikaku speaker, Lord Hokage, the kid is talented. No, arguing there, but still, directly into the Ambu. I don't think that the general would be agree on that as Minato nodded at that. Well, don't worry about it. I'm talking about the special division of the Ambu, Danzo-san. What do you agree? Do you agree Naruto Uzumaki to be in the root? As there were dead silence in the whole, you can say, arena whole chamber as Danzo was thinking what Minato was playing at. Maybe this was a way for him to attain more power. He was already making plans to how to get Naruto into the root. Maybe this was a perfect opportunity. Well, Hokage-sama, the kid has perfect talents. So I think that that would be quite good. He would protect Konoha from the shadows as they now and now the plan of Minato was coming to the fruition, but before he could say anything, as Koharu speaker, well, Lord Hokage, I don't think that that would be a great idea. At this, Minato glared towards her, and what do you mean by that, Elder? At this, she decided to speak. Well, from what we have seen, most of his techniques are powerful and flashy, not suitable for the Ambu themselves. Even though the kid is talented, he has not shown the skills of the Ambu, merely stealth and using different kind of other techniques. I think that he should be put in a Janning crab and when the time comes, he will be the face figure for Konoha. In the Chunin exam, we shall show our might in the Chunin exams and he will be the focal point of that. At this, Minato gritted his teeth as there were several murmurs started to go among the clans as Shikaku Nara speak up. Well, Hokage-sama, I must agree with Koharu-san here. After all, Naruto Uzumaki's skill, especially that fire technique which he performed, was quite beautiful within a manner of deathliness. But anyways, it will show the might of Konoha. Such techniques are to be used in the open, not in the ambu. It will not work. He has not shown the skills of stealth of mainly which are for the Ambu. So therefore, I propose that he be given a apprenticeship to one of the Jonin if he were to accept. As most of the elders started to speak up that how it would be a lot better if Naruto was to be in a genuine team and when the time comes become the face of Konoha in the Chunin exam to show the might of Konoha as Minato gritted his teeth as Kushina was not exactly happy about it as Kushina decided to speak up. Elder-san, are you disagreeing with the Hokage? Are you disagreeing with the Hokage? As she glared towards Koharu, as Koharu glared back. Well, Kushina-san, you may be the clan head of the Uzumaki clan. Perhaps you have forgotten that we as a council are here as an advisory body so that we can help the Hokage in the making the right decision. If the Hokage can prove that your son has the stealth capabilities and is mainly suited, then he has to give some solid argument. The kid has shown talent, no doubt about it. Most of his talent is that of a flashy and therefore is not suited in the Ambu. As she looked toward the Ambu general, who was silent for some time. What is your professional opinion in the matter? As Ambu General thought it for some time. Well, I have seen the battle myself, and I must say that the kid has most talent. But as Koharu-san said, his talent is mainly suited for the general. Crop not in the Ambu. Well, maybe with some training he could be entered into the Ambu, but at the moment I think that it is mostly suited for him to be in the normal forces. Maybe in the future when he become a jonin or chunin, then he could enter into the ambu as well. If he wants to, then he can enter into the root or maybe into the normal division. I think that it should be his own decision. At this, all of the clan heads nodded at that. They simply cannot put someone into the ambu. They would have to ask him, and even above that, he must have the capabilities to be in the ambu at the moment. The kid is young and in most of their opinion, he should be in normal crop, just like Itachi was. At this, Minato gritted his teeth. His whole plan, his master plan, was simply thrown out of the window as Kushina said, enough of it. We should put it on the board and get and ended. As Minato facepalm at that was Kushina was not able to read the mood in the room. As while on the other hand, as Minato speak up, alright then, all those who are in favor of you can say putting Naruto Uzumaki in the Ambu forces of the root at this. Danzo put his hand upward as Jiraiya reluctantly put his hand upward as well as Sonade as Kushina put her hand upward as well, and some of their, you can say, favorite civilian council members put their hand upward as this. Minato greeted his state as, you can say, Koharu nodded and put her hand upward after some time after division, which are to put Naruto in the normal division, and with that the whole bill passed. That Naruto Uzumaki will remain in the normal forces as Minato greeted his state. We do not have normal forces at the moment. We have to send him into the reserve forces if that is to be the case. At this, Shikaku Nara speak up, well, Lord Hokage, since you have given us the interesting proposal that Naruto could be in the Ambu, then I do not see any reason to not give him into a former Ambu to be an apprentice. As he looked towards the council, who nodded at that as he said, I propose that Itachi Uchiha were to take Naruto Uzumaki as an apprentice. At this, Minato greeted his state. Well, Shikaku, for that I cannot say anything. Itachi would have to agree on that. At this, Fugaku speak up, well, Lord Hokage, I've already talked with my son and he has shown interest. If you can, if you may, as you can say, Shikaku nodded as after some time Itachi arrived as Minato speaker. Well, Itachi, I can understand your time is important as the council has proposed that you take Naruto as your apprentice. Well, personally, I think that it is not necessary, but still, you can see that your time is important, but before he could complete his sentence, I would love to do that, Lord Hokage. I've seen the potential in him, and he could be a great shinobi in the future. So, I hereby accept the offer of taking Naruto Uzumaki as my personal apprentice. At this, Fugaku smirked. He was thinking that Itachi would be able to bring more fame to the Uchiha clan and maybe some secret, especially that fire annihilation jutsu. That would be the best jutsu for the Uchiha clan. And whatever feats that kid would perform in the future, Itachi's name would be, you can say, attached to it as well, and thus bringing more fame to the Uchiha. As he was smirking inwardly, his plan had just gone off great. As he smirked at that, unknown to all of them, a small, you can say, shining, a light was shining on the top of the council chamber, as it was a small seal, while far away a small kid was sitting, as it was none other than Uzumaki Naruto, as he opened his eyes with a smirk on his face. Well, well, that goes the plan of Minato to put him in the hands of Root. He had to look out for that. Maybe some research is required to see what this Tanzo character is made up of. But hey guys, here I will have this part. Hope you guys enjoyed it. For the next part, you guys already know the like goal and the comment goal, which is 250 likes and 50 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as quick as possible. So yeah guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and peace.